What's up? This is Dominic Fortune coming to you live at TCC on the new show, Strive. What's up? College edition. That's right, baby. We're in college, and I'm going to take you to my man Elijah Graham, where he's going to talk to the students on how they feel about the tuition hike. You know what I'm saying? So let's go check him out.
Hi, this is Elijah Graham reporting to you from What's Up College Edition. With me, I have Jennifer Hazen, student body president, and we're going to be talking about the raises in tuition around the campus at TCC. Hi, Jennifer. How you doing?
Good.
Okay. How will the tuition raises affect you personally?
Well, for the past 2 years, I've been a scholarship recipient, and with tuition increases within the next years, when I do plan to go to a university, it does really affect me because I'm having to go to college full-time and have to support my own self, and so it is very difficult for myself to be able to afford any kind of tuition increase.
Will you be able to keep going on with your education as you want to?
I will go on with my education, whether that be scholarships or loans. I'm going to have to try to apply for more if the tuition does increase.
You know, the financial aid doesn't raise with the amount of money in your tuition. You're just going to have to deal with it or something like that. How do you feel about that?
Well, I don't have extra money to cover extra expenses, so if financial aid does not increase along with the tuition hikes, I'll have to quit.
You pay for your own tuition?
Yeah, I do.
So you're going to have to, what is going on with your job? What do you think you're going to have to do? Take some cutbacks and maybe some of your relaxation time, or something you like to do, or what?
I'll probably take less classes, because there's no way I can get more money to take more classes to pay for them. That's impossible for me.
How do you feel about that? How do you feel that that's going to affect people around here?
I believe it's going to affect community in a way that prevents students who want to go to college to get a higher education and to make them more be able to get a job that will be suitable, which is a living wage job. It'd be difficult for them to attend college because if the tuition goes up and the financial aid doesn't increase, then a lot of students who are in school now will not be able to finish up their college degree.
Hey, we tried all. Don't tell me to calm down. I hate that.
Stop acting like an animal. You're in public.
I will knock you into next week. Stop it. No, I'm not going to stop it. That's it. We are leaving
like
right now. We are leaving right now. Get up. Susanna, I said leaving.
We're going to perform some of our songs here for you. This first one belongs to the first canoe that my brother carved, Big Sister. And it's a paddle song, and it represents somebody that's been paddling for a long time and is kind of tired and weary.
Does everybody know how this issue of the camera came up? Does anybody really know who suggested it?
With Strive What's Up College Edition, and we are here at the Student Bookstore. And now we will go to Narrative, who is at the Student Forum, where they are discussing the pros and cons of security cameras in the Student Center.
We feel that it should be the student's right to decide whether or not cameras go here. Not if your senators have not been representing you correctly, and I am a senator, but if the rest of the majority of your senators are not representing the student correctly, then it should be the student's right to make the decision regarding whether or not digital cameras go here or not.
Hello, this is Nari reporting at the Student Center. Today I have with me Drew Coleman, who has been a student for approximately 3 quarters. Drew, how do you feel about the proposal of the security cameras in the Student Center?
Well, the main issue, I think, here is the security of our equipment that's going to be purchased by the tech fee budget for the students. The game room is for the students, so I think that whether we have a security camera or not is not the issue at all. It's whether we're going to be able to protect our equipment, whether it be through a security camera, through somebody monitoring the room every once in a while. So whatever precautions we have to take, I think, a security camera is a great idea. I am for that, but I'm mainly for the security of just our equipment. I think it's an investment, and just as you protect your car with car insurance, we need to protect our game room.
Do you think that the security cameras will, in fact, cut back on vandalism in the Student Center?
No, I just believe that people are actually going to retaliate against the cameras and vandalize them in some way or form because they just don't believe they should be here.
People come here to learn. They don't come here to commit crimes. So, I mean, for most reason, I don't think that security cameras are needed necessarily in the library anywhere. I mean, the biggest problem that probably I can see is just people's cars getting broken into or something like that. So, I mean, that's where we probably should focus most of the surveillance and security.
There's a vast majority of your senators on this campus who vote only because their friend says vote this way or only because someone else says vote this way. And since we have no facts that we can directly prove that they're doing this way, we want to make it where the student has the vote. You know what I mean? Because, like I said before, and being blunt, things are going on, and they're taking the rights away from us as a student. And somehow along the way they forgot that it is us, because of us, that this school exists.
Hi, this is Mark Anthony for Red, recording artist, actors, and athletes against drunk driving. Music is one of the most important things in my life, but nothing is more important than life itself. When you do drink and drive, you risk not only your life, but the lives of everybody on the road. So choose a designated driver. Friends don't let friends drive drunk.
What's up? Welcome to What's Up College Edition. I'm Dominic Fortune. I'm here with Denise, the security dispatcher here at Tacoma Community College. Now, Denise, there's been an issue going around with the students at an open forum about their concerns about student cameras or some kind of eye watcher in the game room here to monitor the new games. How do you feel about that?
Well, speaking for security, this issue has come to our attention. Our stance on this at this time is that we will not be monitoring this situation as far as the cameras are concerned. It's really out of our hands.
Thank you for your time, Denise. What's Up College Edition.
Dominic from What's Up College Edition. I'm here with Nicole, and I'm going to ask her a few questions on the terrorist attack on America. Now, Nicole, where were you during the terrorist attack, and what were your thoughts on that?
I was in at my cousin's in Portland, and she woke me up out of like a dead sleep, and I was kind of like, what are they doing? We're Americans. Don't they know better? But that's about all I said at the time.
Do you feel safe now traveling by plane now that this incident has occurred?
You know, it's ironic that you would say that, because on the way home, I was thinking about that when I got to the airport. I thought, well, it's been about a week now, and maybe things are going to be fine and no problem. But I must admit, all the way home on the plane, I thought, what if this happens now? What if this happens now? So, yeah, I was very concerned, and it has kind of shaken my feeling for, flying anymore.
How is it affecting you personally?
Personally, because I am Muslim. So personally, the only thing that I look at is a lot of the times it seems that the media portrays all Muslims to be like that, when in fact it is a minority of Muslims that act like that, because most Muslims believe in peace, and that is actually the way of Islam. And the other thing that I sit there and listen to is people always say attack on America, and it wasn't the American trade centers, it was the World Trade Center. So therefore you had people of different ethnicities, backgrounds, and religious beliefs in that building that did die. So that's the part that I always sit there and look at.
Well, tonight we've made an attempt to call probably over 1,000 new TCC students as a part of the Student Services Retention Task Force. We recruited probably 20 to 25 student volunteers who are interested in calling their fellow TCC students just to see how it's going fall quarter. We wanted to make contact with them before their first advising day, see if they'd gotten information about advising day, see if they had any questions, whether they understood the registration process for winter quarter classes, see if they had figured out how to find the tutoring center, the writing center, just in general, see how they were feeling about TCC and how things had shaped up for fall quarter. We want to thank all of the volunteers who are here tonight. We've had a fun time, had several donations from Round Table Pizza, from our foundation on campus with sodas and cookies, candy, pizza, things just to make the evening more fun. Had a lot of clubs and organizations in the Student Activities Office who turned out to do the calling. So we want to thank them for all their hard work and the effort to contact the students. If you have any questions about Tacoma Community College or about the registration process, just encourage you to give our office a call at Student Programs and Activities. The number is 566-5118.
Now ready to do a countdown? 1, 2, 3.
project has been a long time in the making, but we're very excited to have it finally complete, and it has certainly turned out beautifully. Before we begin, I'd like to acknowledge just a few of the distinguished guests who have joined us here today. First of all, I'd like to introduce members of the Tacoma Community College Board of Trustees. Our board chair, Lorna Ovina. Lori Dickens. Lori, there you are. John Lance. John. And Dave Edwards.
To the plate and show support for capital projects such as this expansion, I feel a great pride to be involved. Please remember that this addition not only benefits the students, but also the community. Throughout the year, we host many events and activities that are open to the public, and various community groups use our facilities for meetings, forums, and performances. But before we come to the fun part of today's program, the time capsules, I want to remind everyone that after nearly a decade of hiatus of major capital improvements, this June, we will be hosting another grand opening, our art gallery. We are very excited about the progress we're making on replacing and updating our facilities. We only wish the news were similarly positive on funding for program needs and maintenance dollars. As all of you know, since it just came out yesterday, due to state budget shortfalls, the community and technical colleges' budgets are in jeopardy of being cut, even though there is major and strong legislative support. As we are challenged to meet the demands of workforce training and providing excellent two-year academic preparation for transfer students, we thank you for your investment in the future of this campus and the students we serve.
Today, isn't it? It's so great for all of you guys to come out here and be here for this. It's so exciting. This project has been one that nobody ever thought it was ever going to come to be this way. So it's great. Thank you for being here. Before I start with my speech, though, I would like to personally thank all the past student body officers and presidents who are present today. Melinda Rayline, Brett Ruth, Sarah Bills, Jason Weber, Sean Jinkson, Bruce couldn't be here, and Jennifer Hazen. So let's give them a round of applause. Thank you. Many of the past ASTCC officers and students never thought they would see the day this facility was open, and when the doors would be open for student use. From the student body president, Melinda, who put this project to student vote in 1996, to the president, Jason, in 1998, who worked many hours to ensure there would be adequate funding for this building, to last year's president, Jennifer Hazen, who participated in the final stages of planning. The day has finally come, and the building is open for student use. I would like to acknowledge and thank, again, all the past officers and students for their contribution to this building. We owe a lot to those who were before us, and for their dedication to working on all of the small details. This building has centralized all the services here on campus. Student services, the international students, the multicultural, the student programs, and as well as student government. The TCC has added a lot to their campus, and this building has provided an atmosphere that is warm and pleasant and welcoming to all students. The excitement and thrill of being in this new building, I would like to turn your attention to the 1969 time capsule that's up on stage. There have been many exciting things that have happened during my term. Meeting Governor Locke, helping meet the students' needs, learning about the college and its college budget, moving into this new expansion, and now, after all of that, being able to present the 1969 time capsule. It is an honor for me to present this time capsule, and I am privileged to participate in its opening. representatives who will be placing items in the 2000 time capsule, or 2002 time capsule.
Hey, how you doing? I'm Nick.
I'm Drew. I'm Justin.
And I'm Jeff. And we're from 98 Degrees.
And we're here for RAD, recording artists, actors, and athletes against drunk driving.
We all make difficult choices each and every day. Before you drink, make the right choice. Designated driver. Now, what should you do to stop a friend from driving who's been drinking? Whatever you have to, because when you drink and drive, we all lose.
What's up? This is Tex reporting live here for What's Up College Edition here at TCC. Right now we're getting ready to show you some footage for Black History Month.
You know, as I drove down here and as I woke this morning in Seattle, I don't know about over here, but in Seattle, I watched the sun as it lay on the horizon, and it was peeking up trying to decide what to put on. And at first it seemed not to move, but then slowly stood, and her decision was obvious. For just a moment, she put on her most brilliant attire. Against her glowing copper skin, she wore her orange silk dress with her gold sequin jacket. And she stretched her long yellow gloves towards the skies and circled her sparkling smile with a bright red wide-brimmed hat. And then the clouds came riding in all puffed and proud on the wind's chariot, and the raindrops put on their slickers, and they were out there waiting to tap dance now on top of everything. And as I looked at Mount Rainier, I imagined the snowflakes were wearing their white tutus, practicing their pirouettes because it's celebration time. It's Martin Luther King's birthday.
What's up? What's up? This is Dominic Hoyte from What's Up College Edition. I'm here with Dr. Mona Lake Jones, who gave a wonderful presentation of the celebration, remembering, and act of Martin Luther King. How are you doing, Mrs. Jones?
Thanks. I'm really glad to be here.
Tell us a little bit about yourself. You do poetry, and tell us a little bit about yourself and why it is necessary to remember, celebrate, and act or have actions on the day of Martin Luther King.
Well, let me just tell you a little bit about myself first, and then I'll answer the second part. I am a poet laureate for King County now. I served as a poet laureate for Seattle for about 5 years. I do a lot of writing. I have 2 books in the stores, A Color of Culture and A Color of Culture 2, and the new CD, Poetry Dancing on Music. I'm about the country most of the time, talking to colleges and universities and conventions and so forth, really kind of enjoying life. But there's a purpose in what I do, and I'm always joyful to be able to talk about Martin Luther King, because he is one of the leaders, the historical leaders that I kind of honor, and not kind of honor, I truly honor, because of all of that which he did for just even me personally as an African American person living in this country. He had a dream, and I try to, as much as I can, kind of adhere to that dream about being good to yourself and to others, to respecting and embracing other people and their cultures and their differences. So I think that this is a time for Martin Luther King's birthday to have a little reflection on what he stood for, and then to make a plan about acting on that dream that he had for us.
Tell me a little bit more about your poetry. How long have you been writing?
I've been writing for probably about 10 years. I started off doing some writing for Essence magazine, and each time there would be a piece in the magazine, the editor would call and say, Mona, people ask which book is the poem from, and there was no book. And she suggested to me that I make a compilation of some of the things that I did, and that's when I really got serious about writing and began to think about publishing and that kind of thing. Before that, I just did a little poetry writing. I think all of us are poets. I mean, you're a poet, too. I mean, you've got something to say and know how to say it. I enjoy the fact that people will listen to anything that some of the things at least that I've written. I like that, and I have an audience now, and so I feel compelled to say some positive things, just like what we did here today about Martin Luther King.
Well, thank you very much, Dr. Jones, Mona Lake Jones, and thank you for coming on What's Up College Edition.
And thank you for having me.
My pleasure.
Skills are overwhelming. We're smart. And you are smart. We are smart, and so we know what the dream is. Unlike some people who barely seem to be alive, they don't know where they're going or when they will arrive, and they wander around looking, watching others be, blinded by distraction and unable to see. They don't comprehend what life could really mean. They simply are the dreamers dreaming a dream. That is not us. For we know what the dream is, and we have both the intelligence and the stamina to reach the dream. You know, there's an old saying that says, that talks about there being so much work to be done, and then this person says, you know, I would like to just do nothing and then rest afterwards. That's not us. Not if we are attempting to reach the dream. Thank God Martin Luther King's ancestors, not then known by their slave names, crouched low in the ship, bent their backs, and grimaced well enough to bear the pain. I am grateful, too, that they did not excuse themselves from the misery of enslavement, but chose to endure an imprisoned existence. Were they simply strong in body, or were their minds so sharp they outwitted those in charge? We may never know, but thank God they survived, for if they had not, Martin would not have passed our way and shared his dream with us. Those folks were remarkable people, those who blazed the first trails to build the dream. With all they had to endure, all of the thought to be impossible roadblocks, they arrived, and they kept arriving. By the hundreds, by the thousands, by the millions, they arrived. Cut from the heart of Africa, crowded into the bellies of ships and stacked for the voyages across the seas. Enslaved on the plantations, shackled and whipped to build a future for their masters, but they arrived, and they kept arriving. Escaping through the underground, then ordered by the Emancipation Proclamation to be elevated to non-citizenship. Freed, but unable to participate in the political process, no vote, and without the promised 40 acres in a mule. They arrived.
What the Strategy of Success course has done for me, and how it's helped me look and change myself, was it sort of enhanced my inner game and my inner knowledge about what I know about the mind and goal setting, and how I can change reality with the power of the mind using the tools that are taught in that course and in that class.
It's really helped me to see the positive in my life and not so much the negative, to set goals and achieve them as efficiently as possible.
I will use the training in the future to achieve my goals and to get what I want out of life.
Para mí el curso Strategies for Success me ha ayudado en hacer un avance en mi vida, en ser positiva todo el tiempo y crear un nuevo ambiente.
It's
opened up my eyes to a lot of things that I have going on in my life that I wasn't aware of. There are some beliefs that I have that aren't really founded in logic or reality, and I found that I've picked up a lot of these from the past through people I've met and associations.
The strategies for success have really made me look at myself in much more of a positive sense. I don't always focus on the negative things in my life. I tend to try or now I'm trying to put more of a positive spin on things and events in my life.
I've started thinking about more positive things to do rather than the negativity, and be positive in life.
The Strategies for Success class has changed my view on how I think. Instead of thinking more negatively, I'm thinking more positively and changing my actions as a result of that.
I'll use the training in the future to help me set goals, get what I want, to get over my anxiety of things.
Take a lot more time to think about what I hear, what I see, and how I react to it, and basically how I think about my life.
Some changes I will be making in myself is that I will have a brighter outlook on life and the future, and that I can do whatever I put my mind to.
Makes me look at myself in a much more positive way. Instead of looking at the negative things I do, I notice the positive and the good things I've done.
Some of the changes that I'll be making in myself is to try to look at things from a more positive aspect and not always to focus on the negative.
Inside myself, I tell myself more positive things. I tell myself that I'm able to make a positive out of a negative, and I'm able to succeed and be the person I've always wanted to be.
Will look ahead more than staying stalemated and just saying I can't do something. I will tell myself I can, and I will do it.
The changes I make in myself is when I have, especially my personal life, when I have a conversation or something's going on, I'm going to look at the positive part of it instead of the negative part, and focus that in my relationships with my son and my wife, or whatever else is going on in my life.
What the strategies have done for me is to help me be more open-minded, listen more, and pretty much know what direction I'm going in life.
The class was nowhere near what I expected it to be. I was coming in thinking, I wasn't going to get anything out of this class. What can this class teach me that I don't already know about myself? Or, it's just going to be an orientation. They're going to tell me where to get my books and stuff like that. But I learned more about myself in these last 7 days of this class than I have in this last year.
That's it? Cool.
Served notice in the house for the year 2008. My man Doc Bosca, I have a theories on the 1 and 2. What's up, Big South Campus? And the pursuit of happiness. I have a dream. This was for Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. In memory of Dream Come True. I have a dream. Black history should not be a mystery. 400 years, blood, sweat, tears, and misery. Literally, millions of lives lost. An African Holocaust. Underground railroad, catching train of thought or step off. It's keeping it real, creeping for steel. And it's seeking to kill. Your brought up a script is another trap in the track. The weak in the wheels, cheap in the deal. While the other man's leading the field. King said we shall overcome the new millennium. The time comes to overrun our lives, Jehovah's sons, young black and older ones. be a bookworm, then where to be that? Breaking for the A sharps, let them keep it deep blacks. Let them know you wanna be a baller and could be that. Scholar with dollars, they are rolling on the free track. Knowing the struggle's down, a struggle on the mind. Challenge every doubt, don't let fear draw the line. Register to vote or you'll always be neglected. Want the press elected or some report selected. Reject this method. I ain't leaving, he ain't leaving, she ain't leaving, we ain't leaving. So we might as well unite and fight for common reasons. For Rosa Parks and Rosa Parks to free a wounded nation. But Dr. King and Malcolm X ace every test we taking. For Harriet Tubman and that turn of pain with sweat you breaking. The underground railroads in your mind to reach your destination. Yo, no justice, no peace. Till the police brutality cease and freedom reigns, dream come true. Till justice no longer be just you. We fighting all night till the lights come, dream come true. I have a dream. The life of the Negro is still sadly crippled by the manacles of segregation. I have a dream. The unalienable rights of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. I have a dream. A nation, a people, a man in a dream. How many understand what it means? See, it's 2/3 of human beings, how they label me. For my mama crammed me, forced in child slavery. Wonder why they hate me. Is it the melanin I'm dwelling in? Black intelligence of a skeleton? I'm a strange fruit with blood at the roots that swang from the trees down south when the church got burnt out. Yo, I'm the bodies out of caskets, afloat in the middle pack, the victim of circumstance, considered savage. Let you tell it, we stand by the curse of him, and white and perfect, somehow we deserve this. 400-year Holocaust in your surface, building this whole country and our people shirtless. Every promise made of reparations is worthless. When this race surface, you start to get nervous. How the heck you claim to build civilization when in this very nation kings fight this civil rights? March after march was sparked by Rosa Parks, falling like dominoes from bullets and water hose. King had a dream, they said a nation of walking. He spoke non-violence and the dreamer got smoked. Killing us softly while he's speaking his quotes. We sick of sleepwalking this nightmarish hope. Hell no, no justice, no peace. Till the police brutality cease and freedom reigns, dream come true. Till justice no longer be just you. We fighting all night till the light come, dream come true. I have a dream. Exile in his own land. I have a dream. The unalienable rights of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. I have a dream. Free at last! Free at last! I want you to support the downtown campus barbershop, you know what I'm saying? We're all the campus for us, do the whole production. Thank you. Cheers.
Happy motherfucking New Year. Big gang. Well, the New Year's here, been one wild ride. Makes me wanna holler, thank God I'm alive. Pop the champagne, the clock's still running. Toe down, floor down, keep drinks coming. Keep it moving's my resolution. Spitting hot licks in the booth and straight get paid with skill executing. thrills I'm shooting. 253 proof and raise the roof and party up like fuck it, I'm drunk. Another shot, don't be a punk. At the Mac the hoe you wanna thump. Hey DJ, make this motherfucker bump. What you having, madam? Sex on the beach or screaming orgasms? Want 'em in spasms, shaking a stirred or whipped in a blender. Just remember to tip the bartender. Said wait a while, honey, love it doggy style. Let me show you something, child. Fucking with my drunken style. As we go to humping while pussy get to funkin', I'll hit it till it's sore and loves me in the morning. Welcome to a new beginning, newbie and beautiful woman. Brand new day to get to sinning. Man, I hope last year's forgiven. Help me God, the room is spinning. All these people bought their twins, I guess I'm seeing double. Trying hard not to stumble. If you came to party, throw your hands in the air. Wave from side to side like you don't have a care. Yeah, that's what's up, serve notice is serving. Friendly on Henny, purring off bourbon. Drunk as hell, spitting gang to a dang named Shell. Get the freaking well, don't have a clue what happened in December. Just remember to tip the bartender.
Welcome new students. This is the beginning of a really great journey. There'll be highs and lows, and you'll persevere through all of it, and you'll make some really great friends.
The sweat seeps through my palms. There's an earthquake in my stomach, and my heart is racing. I'm hurried like a hurricane as it rips off the roof of a home. I walk through the doors. There are people pushing their way through right past me, as if they are lava moving downhill, ready to destroy everything in its path. I get dizzy like I'm stuck in a tornado. I could almost faint as I stand up to say my name. I know everyone is looking at me. I feel their eyes burn through me like a forest fire. My throat tightens as I choke on my words, like I'm drowning in a flood. Enter to learn.
Passion of learning is essential for a happy life. Learning is not just a tool to get a better job. Learning is not just a tool to get respect from others. That will come. But the main thing is learning itself is fulfilling. Part of the human satisfaction is to know more.
When I got here, I was confused. I was so confused, and I thought, what is it exactly that they want from me? But what they wanted from me was what it says on the sign of the outside. It says, enter to learn and depart to serve.
I'm here for a long time because of the type of education that's given here. It's more like they call it an interdisciplinary type education. And it's Evergreen has the type of education. It's not just focused around a standardized Eurocentric type of education. You really learn what's up. It's very multicultural. It's very diverse. You meet with all sorts of types of people, and you get a chance to kind of learn and feed off them, and you get a kind of growing experience, a full experience.
And I didn't understand what they meant by interdisciplinary learning style. I had no clue. When I got here, I was like a fish out of water. Didn't have any idea what was expected of me. I was I came from a structured A, B, C, D fail grade to a, full credit, partial credit, no credit scale. I had no idea how that worked.
There are no grades at this college, but you don't worry about that because it's really the quality of your work and not the quantity, and that's what they are really trying to get you to grasp the concept of. So don't worry about, oh my God, we're not going to get A's and B's. You don't need to get A's and B's. You just need to worry about your grammar and your spelling and how you're going to convey the message that you want to say. Because really it's about learning to speak up for yourself and learning to speak up for your community and learning to tell your story through your words, or tell a story using your own words and tailoring it to the best of your ability. Because the most important advice I can tell you is don't worry about any assignment really that you get at this college, because it's all tailored to your experiences and what you bring. It's not only about what the assignment brings to your experience, but it's about what experience you can bring to your assignments.
There are a lot of things I like about teaching at Evergreen. For one thing, it's probably the most diverse institution in Washington, certainly, possibly even on the West Coast.
This is like a filial-centric environment. It's like a little microcosm of, like, it's a bubble that you will probably find nowhere else. People are very supportive. I mean, the tenets of, like, when you debate and engage, it's about not attacking the person, but, discussing the idea, the merits, the pros, the cons. And for that reason, you are able to speak your voice, speak your opinion, and be respected for it.
What I love about Evergreen, first of all, is that it's a school that really you learn how to learn. Everything else prior to that for me was rote memorization. I would learn a subject, learn key points that were important to my professor, and then I would regurgitate that back and get an A or a B on the test and move on. Here at Evergreen, you actually learn knowledge. You learn what you're learning. You get some applied practice in the field. You work in group work. You will go out and write research papers. You will do environmental studies. You will get out in the weather. You will meet people, shake hands. Your education will be a true experience versus sitting in the classroom. There's lots of classroom time as well. However, with your classroom time, it's a lot of interaction with other students. And what's nice about that is you learn what your strengths are in a group. A lot of people don't know that. I didn't know what some of my group strengths were. I thought I did, but I learned more things. And you'll also find out what others bring to the table. So you enrich yourself, you enrich other people. And a lot of your education you'll get will not only come from the wonderful professors you have here, but you'll also learn a lot of things from fellow students.
Here, you have to sit down, you write the information, you discuss it with the other people, you defend your views, and sometimes you may change your views based off other theories and other discussions that you may have. So you learn to kind of look at a subject from all different angles. You know what I'm saying? It's not just one way or whatever. So you really get a real fuller education.
I love the way that they take each year's theme and integrate and develop classes around a particular theme. The integrated study is a method that works for me.
One important thing about what we do here is tied up in this idea of sharing. And it takes various forms. As faculty, we teach together in teams. And so two faculty members kind of share the space, we share the time. But sharing also involves not just partly this and partly that and exchanging, but sharing is about more than one person contributing something, and then you wind up with more than the sum of the parts.
I enjoy the process of teaching here because it's expand my knowledge base. The faculty is very enthusiastic about what they're teaching, about their planning, about their students responding to their teaching because they're learning together with the students. Community type of learning for real.
I thought about myself doing all these psychology classes and math classes, and then we were reading books about the civil rights movement and all these different ways to do math and take pictures and learning about math angles for photography. And I had a classmate who, just like I, was terrified of math, and just through that class you don't even realize you're learning because they tell you don't worry about it, you're taking pictures, but what you're really learning is the math concepts too.
Most classical colleges will not allow you to take an ecology class and produce art in it, and here at Evergreen you can do that.
Relationship that I have with my students, particularly those in seminar, my seminarians. I follow their careers. I encourage them. I watch them proceed through 2 years, picking up skills or honing skills that are already in existence, and succeeding after their 2 years here. That really does please me an awful lot. Been fortunate in having a lot of students who have been, after graduation from Evergreen, very, very successful. And I like to feel that I had something to do with that.
In our school, our teachers are very proud of us, and at the same time, so are we.
You engage the lessons and you engage with the professors. You know, they push you for excellence. You want to perform. You want to do your best. You want to expand and press yourself out just to see how then you can get to see just how much can come from you. And that's supported. And also with your fellow scholars.
Any type of help you would need, like tutoring in writing or math. We have wonderful math tutors and writing tutors.
One of the great things about Evergreen is that they work in groups, but that's also one of the most challenging things that happens here.
We all hem and haw about it, but at the end of the day, I've yet to come from a group that hasn't been refreshing. Challenging, yes, but very refreshing and very rewarding.
What I will take with me from my Evergreen experience is all the friends I've made and all the faculty is really helpful, and they become your friends and your family too. This really is a family school. You feel like family after a while. You meet people and they become close to you.
It's a family here. Everybody helps everybody, and it's a good feeling, and I like it here for that reason.
My message for the new students who are arriving here on campus is to have patience, work hard, communicate with your faculty, your fellow students, and make the most of every opportunity presented to you. And seek out pathways, new professions, new aspirations. This is the place to do it.
If you find something that you love, or even just remotely like, you might as well, go in that direction and experience it. I mean, you only have 2 years, so.
We are given a lot of opportunity to look at a variety of systems and conditions that inform who we are as artists, mathematicians, and writers and thinkers, and I really like that about this campus.
The 2 years went by so fast here. It was over before I got to do everything I wanted to. That's why I'm here for taking a summer class, because I don't want to leave.
The school itself is a small campus, but the knowledge you receive here is priceless. You won't get the type of game and the type of knowledge and understanding of life and the system anywhere else than you would at Evergreen State College, Tacoma campus.
here at Evergreen, you can find support and be a part of a family. And my experience here at Evergreen was very rewarding. It gave me an opportunity to meet and interact with a very diverse population of people whom I developed a very close relationship with on and off the campus.
Relax, realize that adjusting to a new approach in itself takes a lot of time and a lot of energy. Know that we as faculty and your fellow students realize this. Realize yourself that whenever you feel overloaded, that there are individuals around, faculty members and fellow students, who are more than willing, in fact, eager to actually engage in conversations to talk about how to adapt and adjust.
I am empowered by the earthquake beneath my feet. I have the strength of a hurricane behind me as my support system has grown, the love of all of my new friends clinging to my heart like the ash of a volcano. I see all these wonderful ideas whirling through my mind like a tornado as it collects its debris. There is a fire lit under my feet, opening my eyes to a world of possibilities, and I can see my spirit rise like the floodwaters, ready to carry me on to the next place. Depart to serve.
I want your experience to be just like mine.
I wish everybody can have the same experience I have here.
I want your experience
to be with the people.
I want your experience.
I want your experience to be like mine. I want your experience to be like mine.
I want your experience to be like mine. I want your experience to be like mine.
Oh, it's a good place. Good place to learn, and you're a part of something when you're here. You're not just a number, you're not just a student. You're part of a big family, Evergreen.
I'm here with one of the Evergreen's brightest rising star, Carl Wilson, also known as YG Preach. How you doing, Carl?
Pretty good.
Okay, why Evergreen? What made you decide to come to Tacoma Evergreen State Campus particularly?
One of the main reasons is because of its flexibility. I used to attend TCC. I graduated from TCC with a criminal justice associate's degree. But, you know, other colleges, because I didn't graduate with a transfer degree, I wouldn't be able to transfer in with all my credits. But Evergreen, with their great relationship with Tacoma Community College, they have a program where I'm able to transfer in with my full 90 credits. So that's one of the main reasons why I came here. Another reason is because when I was a student at TCC, everybody was talking about coming to Evergreen, transferring afterwards. So it just became I just followed right along though. I'm here with a lot of my TCC colleagues too. So, and after coming here, one thing I appreciate though is the faculty and the staff. They got great teachers here. Dr. Bacho, Dr. Anderson, Dr. McQuarrie, Dr. Lee, Dr. Smith, Dr. Solomon. They're all great teachers, and I appreciate that it's a small campus, number one, and then the small classrooms too. It enhances my engagement with the learning and stuff like that, so that's what I appreciate.
You're also on the board. How did you get on the board here at Evergreen, and what does that office entail?
Okay. For me, I was told about the board from a prior alumni member that graduated from here, I think in 2006. Her name was Bernadette Love, I believe. So you guys probably know who she is, or Evergreen probably does. But she told me, go get on the SNA board when you come here. So I came here, and I seen Adrian speaking during like the orientation. She's the coordinator of the SNA board, giving out announcements just to give us a little idea of what the SNA board entails. The SNA board, they're a board that's elected by the student body, and they assist. There's a budget that's passed down from the main campus, Olympia campus, in order for students here to do facilitate their activities or whatnot for student organizations. So what they do, they oversee and they provide oversight for the student organizations as far as budget proposals and stuff like that when the students are trying to request funds, school funding, in order to carry out a specific educational event or whatnot. But you have to be elected by the student body, so I thought it would be a great opportunity for me to pick up some new skills and to actually be a representative of the students here at Evergreen and see what I could do to help bring more change here, or at least improve the campus in whatever ways I can. So that's why I ran for, yeah.
That's what's up. What is one of your favorite most aspect of being here at Evergreen? What's the best thing about it?
For me, I like to say that because I'm 25 years old, you know. One thing I noticed about Evergreen and that I had to adjust to, you know what I'm saying, is the fact that I'm surrounded by adult learners. And that's one thing I had to adjust to. I mean, coming in young, my persona or whatnot might be a little different, so some people have to adjust to me. Also, I had to adjust, but I appreciate the wisdom that my older colleagues carry with them. And so whenever I'm around them, I'm always discussing or engaging in some sort of intellectual, grown-up conversations. You know, it's no child's play or nothing like that. I'm surrounded by adult learners. And so what it's doing is instilling in me the wisdom that I need in order to make it out and go out there and handle my business. So I appreciate my colleagues that are here. I also appreciate the discussions. I love my life class with Dr. Bacho. You know, we talk about politics all the time, and you know, that's like what I really like, what I really enjoy, like what's going on in the world on a global scale. You know, I'm a global, holistic type of thinker, you know, so that's what I appreciate. I really love that, you know, so heads up to you, Dr. Bacho.
That's what's up. You're also featured in the Hilltop Advocate this month. Why don't you go into what that article was about?
Well, the article was actually about just graphic designs. So this is for Dr. Spikes and Dr. McQuarrie again. I took their, what was it, snapshot of math class. But in snapshot, we learned a lot about photography and stuff like that, and we were introduced to a new program that's free. Online. It's called GIMP. It works similar to Photoshop, and it contains the same elements. But so I learned to get real good at it. And so what I did, I have a lot of friends that are in the hip hop industry or whatnot, they're artists or whatnot. So I just helped them out. I just helped a buddy out, and I created him a album cover with the GIMP program. So because it was a tool that was used here, and we learned it here at Evergreen, we thought it would be a great way for other students to, if they were interested in learning more about the program, just to see that all the things you could do with the program because it's free. And then Rachel with the Media Club, she will host a workshop, if anybody is interested too, so I can help do that too.
One last question, Carl. What are your plans after you graduate from Tacoma Evergreen State campus?
I want to get my master's, of course, but you know it's a recession. Even though I'm gonna try to say it's over, but it's still a recession for me. And if the funds permit me to, I'll go on and get my master's. But if not, I plan on just doing some working a little bit, picking up some skills, some more experience. But I really want to go into the field of either working in the educational field or doing something where I'm working with disadvantaged youth. Because again, before my experience here, I was a case manager working with disadvantaged youth and things of that nature. So I plan on getting back into it hands-on. I feel like I'm a foot soldier. I like to do the footwork, be hands-on in the community to influence change. So that's what I'm going to do.
All right, well, thank you, Mr. Wilson, for your time. Thank you for coming on.
Thank you, We the Television.
Somebody Hoyte, we out.
psychology and writing student here at Evergreen Tacoma campus. I'm a multicultural student, and I really wanted to do this mural. So a couple months ago, Danny and I got together and we advocated for funds. We wrote a grant, and luckily we got it. And we got a group of people together to deconstruct what social justice means to them. And it was great because we could all come together and synergize our ideas and actually put it together in this mural today. For me and my part of the mural, mine is in the center, and it actually was a way to look at the goddess figure and also the expanding thoughts beyond, you know, the earth and what it actually truly means to, well, what social justice truly means and what it means for every single individual. So my piece specifically, it has a tree, and this tree represents the tree of life and the growth that comes about with all of us here at Evergreen and the knowledge that we share and interweave together. So with all of the other pieces, it was just a great way for us to look at social justice in a new way, to expand our knowledge and to share with the community.
Well, I'm very excited about the mural. It's been our baby for the past couple of months. We all came together and decided that we really wanted to put something together that talked about social justice issues and presented a variety of viewpoints in a way that would invite any kind of viewer to have a discussion about social justice in ways they might not have had them before. My section of the mural is focusing on representation. Being Native American, a lot of people are shocked to hear that about me, and I always wonder why. And I wonder if it's, do I not have a colorful headdress on? Am I not walking around topless? Am I not dancing all the time? So I wanted to kind of confront that in my mural piece about the kind of touristic culture that's evolved around Native communities since the colonization of the West and the appropriation of those values and the kind of costuming that happens. So that's kind of what my piece is about.
Hi, I'm Lindsay Allison, and I am a part of a group of muralists who did a project on social justice, our different interpretations of what it meant to us, and what social justice means to me personally. The one word that defines it is equality, and equality as a human being, and that was my focus for my piece. I looked at humanity, especially humanity without identity and roles that have been assigned.
So a couple months ago, we all got together and we decided that for the spring fair we wanted to do a mural that kind of that we could use to spur conversation about social justice in our community. So for the last couple, like I said, for the last couple months we've been working on it. It's a mural that encompasses each of our different interpretations about what social justice is. In some cases that might be a critique, in some cases that might be just a different way of interpreting it or displaying it. But at the end of the day, what we really want to do is just encourage conversation, encourage that interpretation, because of how important social justice can be to a community.
For every single single person here, they have something to share and a voice to be heard. And so the Tree of Life for me, it's not just one person or one group of people, it's all of us, everyone all around the world, coming together, sharing their views. And social justice to me means free thinking. So it's that ability to be that individual, to be your own person, but also to be able to come together with everyone else and have an open discussion.
Well, the mural kind of was a brainchild a couple months ago. We've been collaborating on it for a number of weeks, meeting on the weekends, talking about social justice, looking at art, presenting individual pieces so that the final piece would be a really good kind of fusion of our different ideas. As far as like labor hours into it, I think we probably did about 18 hours of direct contact with the canvas, actually creating the piece and painting and weaving and all of that.
Because social justice is such a prevalent part of our everyday lives. It's what keeps us free. It's what makes up. It's part of our system. It's really important. Without social justice, we lose our rights, and without talking about it, without keeping it relevant, we lose our rights and our freedoms.
We thought it would be a really good fit into the theme of the spring fair, which is food and culture. We felt like maybe it was a missing piece that needed to be addressed here. So we all got together, we decided on that theme, and we collaboratively decided on what our different interpretations or critiques would be. From there, we worked on tying it all together, both displaying the different perspectives as well as finding a common theme amongst them. We use things like color, pattern, different materials to make both that distinction and that tie between all the different works in the mural.
Tribulations, challenges, situations, building a knowledge foundation. Textbooks brick thick, thorough education, mental stimulation, mind elevation. Behold the future saviors of this nation. Your graduation, congratulations. You'll now be facing new opportunities, changing communities, shine like diamond jewelry. It's been one long far race, one strong hard pace. Now the world's yours like Scarface. No more lowercase, it's all about your capital. Done with the test and G, bank your owner's equity. Let me see you live it up, player like a baller. Legitimate dollars, rolling with the scholars. All seniors holler, juniors ask questions, sophomores harden up. You started as a freshman, studied every lesson, stressing through strife. The defining moment, blessing new life. Cap and gown, career bound, what a sight. Tackles right to left, but some left to right. Yo, you made it. You now have your chance to advance to your victory dance. Pump your circumstance. Rain, hail, snow, 0 below. You made it though. Don't back glass. Pump your circumstance. Yo, pump it up, pump it up, pump it up. Pump it up, pump it up, pump it up. Pump it up, pump it up, pump it up. Pump it up, pump it up. Yo, theory. Do you remember starting school in September? Accounting class, you ain't think you'd pass, but you here at last, valedictorian in all of your glory, and continue the story. And this here moment of capture begins a new chapter. Road to riches from hereafter. Time to party up, celebrate with laughter, with all associates, bachelors and masters, doctors and deans on the scene. Welcome to the team. You're walking the American dream to reach this level. level ain't as easy as it seems. Sink or swim, rapid waters upstream. Though this moment be sacred, there's those who ain't make it. Thought school was something to play with. They straight sideways, you chose to stay with eyes on the prize. Only strong survive and reaches here. Graduation, final destination, victory marching revelation. Take that deep breath. Aroma of diplomas, it's Miller time, crack the coronas. Because you made it, you now have your chance to advance to your victory dance. Pump your circumstance, rain, hail, snow, 0 below. You made it though, don't backlash, pump your circumstance. Yo, pumping it up, pumping it up, pumping it up. Pumping it up, pumping it up, pumping it up. Pumping it up, pumping it up, pumping it up. Pump it up, pump it up, yo, theory.
Hi, this is Elizabeth Blaine for What's Up College Edition, and today we're here with Brianna, and she's going to be performing later today at TCC. So Brianna, we want to know a little bit about belly dancing and its origin.
Well, belly dancing didn't specifically originate in the Middle East. The origins, most people think it comes from the Middle East, but it's also come from other areas. There's a lot of Persian influence. What is formerly Persia is now Iraq and Iran. You have a lot of North African influences, specifically Egypt. And then you have, of course, the Middle Eastern countries of Turkey and Greece and Lebanon, Syria, Jordan. There's a lot of influences from there as well. Now, when it comes to the origins of belly dancing, there's a lot of theories about it, and a lot of those theories would be better relegated as myths.
So how long have you guys been actually dancing at other colleges?
Well, see, I've been performing for over 20 years, and I learned to dance at a community college. And so I've performed at a lot of the colleges in the Puget Sound area. I've also taught workshops in some of the surrounding colleges. And the community college environment, it is a very inclusive environment where you have a lot of different avant-garde type courses. So it's a perfect setting for teaching belly dancing, especially at the night courses, so that every age group, people that are going to work during the day, can still come to classes at night.
So the great question that I have that everybody wants to know, how do you get the flat tummy?
Well, there's a lot of the, like I was talking about earlier, there's a lot of the pelvic movements that you do, which really strengthens the stomach region and the diaphragm region as well. And then also you throw in some of the other disciplines in there at like just hard, regular, old-fashioned tummy crunches, you know.
Yeah, we all know about those. Well, Brianna, thank you so much for performing today for What's Up College Edition, and we hope to see you soon and see that tummy roll.
Right.
So have a good afternoon. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Go on. Go on. This is George Strait for RAD. Recording artists, actors, and athletes against drunk driving. When you're traveling during the holidays and see someone who's had too much to drink, about to get behind the wheel, get those keys and save a life. When you celebrate, designate. Choose a designated driver. You drink and drive, you lose.
was with his man by the name of Slow Mo. Cool at the crib, he shot up some heroin, passed around the needle unaware danger they were in. But they were friends, they'd always trade. But little did don't know Slow had gotten made and passed it to him. Slow Mo couldn't know anything was wrong. Now there goes John to his girl's house. Unarmed, no latex, him and his lady practice unsafe sex. Now the virus runs wild as a rumor. 9 months later, John Doe Jr. But he got the virus from his mother, who got it from a lover, who got it from another other brother who discovers the less than too late. Don't share the needle, age risk is equal. No matter the case, age you don't want him. If you want to love a user, be the user of a condom.
Pamela Transu, President of Tacoma Community College, and you're watching What's Up College Edition.
Hey, this is Patrick Madrigal reporting for What's Up College Edition, where we're here today on our 30th episode, and we're very excited because we have Dr. Pamela Transu on the show. Yes, she's took time out of her busy schedule, and she's granted us an interview. Plus, we have the Tulalip Canoe family, and that's going to be in a little later in the show. But right now, I want to thank all the people who helped us with all the 30 episodes. We want to thank Keith Vance, Stephanie Raven, David Madrigal, my homeboy Dominic Hoyte, and our new member, our new photo girl, the most radiant blonde in the universe. So right about now, we're going to go on our 30th episode with Stephanie Raven, and she's going to interview Dr. Pamela Transu right here on What's Up College Edition.
Hi, this is Stephanie Raven reporting with What's Up College Edition, and we're here today to interview Miss Dr. Transu. How are you doing today?
Very well, thank you, Stephanie.
And she has such a nice office. I've never been in here before.
You'll have to come more often.
I know, I hope so. Okay, well, we have a few questions that we wanted to ask you. We've been trying to get a hold of you for a long time. Finally, she was nice enough to let us talk to her. So one of our first questions is, so what are some of the advantages of a community college versus a four-year university?
Well, I think probably first and foremost is the emphasis that we place on high-quality teaching. Mm-hmm. That's very, very important to us. And our faculty, when they do their hiring, are always very careful to make sure that we have people who are very effective in the classroom. Mm-hmm. And if you combine that with the small class size and with the very student-centered philosophy that we have at Tacoma Community College, I really do think that it's an excellent alternative to a four-year school.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. We have really, really good teachers here.
Yeah.
I'm always really amazed by that. So. And how do you feel about the rise in tuition facing students today?
Well, I'm very concerned about that. But you are too, right?
Yes.
Yeah, it's that's something that I think tuition has increased, I don't know, over 100%, I think, in the last 10 years or so. And that's a great burden on students. Mm-hmm. So even though we do have, pretty good financial aid in the form of scholarships and grants and loans, it's still really a struggle for students. Every time the legislature gets in a really tough spot, mm-hmm. and they don't have enough money to fund current programs, they tend to shift the burden to the students. Mm-hmm. And that has happened quite frequently over the last 10 years or so. And I really hate to see that trend.
What was your college experience like, and when was it exactly that you decided that you wanted to be the president of a college? Big decision.
Well, I was a high school dropout, so I did not meet the admissions criteria mm-hmm. for any of the colleges and universities that I knew about. At the time, I didn't even know that community colleges existed. I'd never heard of a community college. And that would have been an ideal alternative for me because of my, my background and the fact that I hadn't completed high school. But what I ended up doing was going to the University of Washington and finding, fortunately, an administrator there who was willing to bend the rules and admit me into the university even though I didn't meet their criteria for admission. And then it just turned out to be a wonderful experience. I can't tell you how it changed my life. I wanted to take every course in the catalog. And of course I couldn't do that, but it was very, very difficult for me to choose a major. And then there was so much going on outside the classroom. I got very involved in all of the political issues and events that were taking place in the late 60s and early 70s. And so that was, it was a remarkable experience for me. I never intended to become a college president. In fact, I would have to say that if I were able to follow my dream, I would be a student for the rest of my life. I can't think of anything more wonderful than being in the classroom. But of course, like most of us, I have to work for a living. So as a result, I kind of my hope was to do the next best thing, which was to be in the classroom as a teacher. So I pursued a PhD with the hope of then having a teaching career in the college or university environment for the rest of my life. And that's what I was doing. I was teaching part-time at Ohio State University, and I started getting offered positions in administrative work. And I did really find, to my surprise, that I enjoyed it very much because it was an opportunity to work with a wide variety of people from throughout the university to make things happen. And so that kind of got me started along those lines, and then that's kind of where I stayed through a variety of administrative positions.
Wow, it's quite a story.
Well, thank you. I think you never know where a degree in English will take you.
Well, we're glad that you decided to be the president.
Thank you. Thank you.
And so what are some of the duties and responsibilities that you have as being college president?
Well, I think that the function of the president, as well as the function of all of the administrators at the college, is to ensure the success of the students by facilitating the work of the faculty. So that's, in a very broad sense, what I see my role as being. Now, when you get down to the, to the more specific kinds of responsibilities, as president, my responsibilities fall into two areas. They're external and they're internal, and that's about 50-50 split. So internally, I really have, ultimately, I have responsibility for pretty much everything that goes on here, for the academic programs and for all of the student services that we have, for the management of the college budget, for the buildings and the grounds and everything else. So that's now. I also have the college has a board of trustees. These are citizens who are appointed by the governor, and they provide the general direction for the college, the policy and the priorities, and then it's my responsibility to try to carry out whatever the board has, whatever direction the board has set. So that's kind of how it falls on. That's the internal side, and then on the external side, which is the other 50%. I'm the primary spokesperson for the college, so that means I interact with everybody out there in the legislature, in Congress, in the community, in the business world, other kinds of public and private organizations, the media, you know, as we're doing right now, the media. And so I would say that the way it breaks down is that my responsibilities are about evenly split among national, state, and local kinds of activities and responsibilities.
So also in the past 2 years, TCC has unveiled a new art gallery, and we've also expanded the student center.
Right.
So in the near future, what other changes and improvements can students expect to see?
Well, I think those fall into 2 or 3 primary categories. One is the campus itself, the buildings. And I think that we're going to see some great progress there. For example, this building and the portable building next to it, you know, where the where the tutoring center is, will be replaced over the next 18 months with a building that will house classrooms and the administration. So that's going to be a very nice project, a great addition to the campus. But even more importantly, we have 2 big projects that are that we think will be funded by the legislature. One is a technology building, and the other is a science building. And you know how important both of those areas are to our economy right now. So if we can get those major projects built over the next 3 or 4 years, that's going to be just a tremendous step forward for the college. We have a smaller project as well that will improve the physical education facilities over the next couple of years. And then I think on the program side, it's very important that as a community college that we are responsive to the emerging needs of our community. So just to give you a couple of examples of that, we've started 2 new certificate and degree programs in the last couple of years. One is in response to, there's a real shortage of ultrasound technicians out in the community, and those are very good jobs, and there are lots of them available. So working with the healthcare community, we've developed a program. It's actually called Diagnostic Medical Sonography, but what that translates to is ultrasound technicians. And so that's kind of exciting. And then also because we're a major port area and import and export is so important to us, we have a new program in global business. So I think that's, you know, that's exciting. We're also trying to improve our student services all the time. We're using the web a lot more now to provide you know, all kinds of services to students so that they don't have to come to campus for everything. They can get their grades or do their schedule or check where they are in terms of graduation requirements. We survey the students periodically to say, well, to ask, you know, what do you like, what needs to be improved, and on the basis of the responses that we get from those student surveys, then we pick 1 or 2 areas that seem to be most in need of improvement and really try to address those. So, for example, over the next couple of years, we know that we need to make some improvements in our advising of students, and so that's a high priority for us.
And one last question. To all of our viewers at home, if you could offer just one piece of advice to those students leaning towards coming to college, what would you tell them? Like, why should they go to TCC? What is it about TCC?
Well, I think at TCC, students have an opportunity to get a very high-quality education. And certainly they will be able to get it at a much more competitive cost than most other, or maybe any other alternatives for that matter. So I think that they will also find a very student-oriented environment, and that what they will discover is that we are really committed to helping helping our students to realize their goals and ultimately their dreams.
Totally great. Well, that concludes our interview from What's Up College Edition. Once again, this is Stephanie, and we were speaking with Miss Dr. Transu. I'd like to thank you. We know you're really busy with all the things that she has to do. So we're going to go ahead and wrap this up and tune in next time.
This is the hardback is 18.
It says 19 over here.
We're giving you the discount.
Oh.
I think that was a typo.
I thought you accepted checks.
From you, yes.
Because
I know where to find you.
Alright.
I can't take any credit. In fact, I gotta figure out what is wrong. Excuse me? What is it? Hardback is 18.
Sorry.
Okay. Which way?
This way?
Yes. It's cool. It's alright. Can't be helped in this situation.
Hi, my name is Tasha Ina Church, and I came out with the book We Are One at the Falling of the Sun. I'm the author and illustrator, and I'm so happy to share this with you. We Are One at the Falling of the Sun came to fruition when I was a young girl. Both of my parents, they're teachers, and I grew up in a multicultural home. And so I came up with the idea because when I went to libraries, no children looked like me in the children's books, or no adults looked like my parents in those books either. So I really wanted to create a multicultural children's book that kids could relate to. So We Are One at the Falling of the Sun has Algonquin, Native American, Chinese, and Northern African names in the book, and the translations are in the back to teach children about origins. But it goes into a deeper level, explaining 3 different families. You look at why the sun rises and sets in a Native American format, and this breaks down race, cultural diversity, and hopefully speaks to unity with all children and all people. So I really hope that you get a chance to read We Are One at the Falling of the Sun. I actually have 2 books in the works. All of them are going to be focused on multiculturalism in different areas of the world, and so I can't wait to share those with you.
What made you decide to become an author?
I decided to become an author just because I've always loved to write. I love to read, and I think that you need to be both in order to do what I hope to aspire to do, or what I've done. It's really exciting. So yeah, I wanted to share my voice and my story, and I think that there are so many people out there who have this dream and passion, and they really just need to follow it.
Darling, do you know where the remote is?
No, I don't.
Darling, you know where the remote control for the TV is?
I said no.
Hell no, get the fuck out my face, bro. Fuck what he said. Hey, remember that one bitch? Shit, man, that bitch was like oh, hell no, man. Keisha, she gonna be at the motherfucking party looking? Oh, I'm not gonna baby. Hear me though. She, hey, that bitch got my. Yeah, sure, right, man. Shit, boy, I'm about to get with her though. Let me see what's up. Woo!
That's that shit.
I don't know why you trying to act like you cleaning up. Go and give me that OE. Hey, look, bitch, stop following me. You getting on my nerves.
Check her.
Hurry up and buy.
Check this shit out of it, dude. That's what's up.
I gotta go. Hey, man, why don't you go ahead and get this?
Hell yeah.
Get my change. And why don't you give my homeboy his change? I don't want any trouble. Let's get out.
What is this?
Ever since I was 13, my biggest problem has been just to find the right road to get to that rainbow that everybody talks about. You know, most people get close enough to count the stripes, but they don't have enough guts to reach out and take that pot of gold.
And what are you going to do?
I'm going to walk off with the whole pot.
Share that with anyone?
There's a possibility I might share it with a little lady I just met who calls herself Diane. It's not going to be easy though, baby. It's not going to be easy. It's going to be hard work.
I really have a lot of good feelings. I know when I first saw you, I just wanted to touch you and hold you. And there's an incredible excitement about you. Something very powerful.
Yeah, I had those good feelings about you when I first saw you.
Dominic Fortune, infamous game in tank. Rampage like Jones in the fast lane. Once again, his name came on time. Chilling like Prince of York. The film is still in there for the real thing.
Thanks to you. I'm going to be your father. I'm going to be your friend. I'm going to be your lover. But you got to believe in me.
That's what's up.
You got to believe that everything I tell you to do is for us.
Put it in my pocket.
Oh man, yeah, what do you know, this little young man started around, man, they don't have this shit in order, you know.
Word, woman, where's the remote?
This little thing, man.
I don't know where the fucking remote's at. You had it last.
Woman, break yourself. When I start telling you what to do, you jump.
You don't talk to me that way.
This is not a diplomacy or a democracy.
I don't care. You don't talk to me that way.
Look.
I'm sick of your shit. I'm out of here.
Baby, where's your place? But right here with me. You can't go nowhere. You know what I'm saying? Sick of this shit.
You just got knocked the fuck out!
My name is Tracy Xiaolinga, and I come from Lincoln High School. I'm a sophomore. Today we'll be doing a dance called the Tatiana and Oahu Ole Samoa. The Tatiana is a Samoan dance about being proud of our culture, being a Samoan. Also, the second dance we'll be doing is called Oahu Ole Samoa. It also speaks about being proud of who we are and some of the things that we do as Samoans, like our discipline and things we do at food. And now I'd like to introduce Michael and Sonia Fuao.
Hello, my name is Edison Fuao. It's my brother Mike Fuao. We're here to represent our dance and hope you guys enjoy it.
community. Come to unity. A collective state is where you should be.
Hi, my name is Kenny Yarman. This is my homeboy here, Mr. Statue. Today we're going to Tacoma Mall to talk about back to school. Peace. See you there.
This is Free Johnson reporting from What's Up. Today I'm here with Alicia, Tabitha. What school do you guys go to? Foss. How does it feel to be back in school? It's okay. Okay.
It's alright.
It's alright. How do you feel about your how do you feel about your classes and teachers?
They're alright this year. They're better than last year.
My teachers are alright, but my classes are very boring.
I like teachers in college better. I mean, our school's small, so there's about 15 people in my classes, so you get more individual help, so I like that. It's more relaxed. The teachers aren't just coming down on you really hard. You have the responsibility to keep up with your work, and it's better.
Hi, this is Barbie Annika. Welcome to What's Up College Edition.
Hey, this is Patrick Madrigal for the show Strive What's Up College Edition. Right about now it's the summertime here at TCC campus, and so everybody's taking a break, and so are we. So right about now we're going to take a look at the Taste of Tacoma 2001 right here on Strive What's Up College Edition.
Dominic Fortune reporting live for What's Up College Edition here at the Taste of Tacoma with the new up-and-coming star, Barbie Annika. How are you doing, Barbie?
Doing good.
How are you enjoying the Taste of Tacoma?
Oh, it's a beautiful day. It's perfect weather for this. Yeah, looking forward to hearing the rest of the music, too.
Right. How long have you been singing?
Probably since I was about 5 years old.
In Love with the Memory. So what made you come up with that title?
That's the name of one of the songs, and I just was thinking about when I was writing the song, being in love at first sight, and how I wasn't really in love with the person because I didn't know the person. I was more in love with the memory of the moment of that experience. So
Right.
Anyway.
So yeah, you're going to be performing here live at the Taste of Tacoma. Are you hyped?
Yeah, we're excited. It's the first time we've been here, so we played the Bite of Seattle, but we haven't played here yet.
Okay. Well, we're going to get some of your performance, so thank you very much for coming on What's Up College Edition.
Hey, how you doing? I'm Nick. I'm Drew.
I'm Justin.
And I'm Jeff. And we're from 98 Degrees. And we're here for RAD, recording artists, actors, and athletes against drunk driving.
We all make difficult choices each and every day. Before you drink, make the right choice. Designated driver. Now, what should you do to stop a friend from driving who's been drinking? Whatever you have to, because when you drink and drive, we all lose.
Remember a time not so long ago. Your eyes met mine, crossed the candle's glow. Magic was in the air, people were dancing. You and I there, destined for romancing. You brought me a drink, I had too much champagne. Who would ever think we'd never, ever meet again? Never meet again. Oh, in love with the memory. In love when we first met.
Tacoma, just walking around. A lot of people out here, a lot of sights, a lot of things to do out here. If you didn't come, you should have came.
It was my heart you taken, my reality shaken. Would you ever know? Time runs short when you're having fun. With a passionate kiss, the night was over before it begun. How could it end like this?
All belong to the break of dawn. See your ripping, you know, in the city they call Ripson. Put them things together like my homie to your seat. Now what to do it better like this. That and this, and it's like that, like this, and like that, and it's like this. Well, we really fun about those, so just chill. To the next episode.
What's up? This is Dominic Hoyte here at the Taste of Tacoma with the hot group 2000 Degrees. How y'all doing, gentlemen?
Right on. Man, what's going on?
Why don't you introduce yourselves for the studio audience or the audience at home?
Mike Griffin, musical director and co-band leader with Sid.
What's up? I'm Sid Wayne, co-leader, singer with Mike. All right, how long have y'all been a cover group?
Been a cover group for about the last 13 years, 12, 13 years. Yeah. And this is just a prolonged version of our original idea.
So, Sydney, what is the benefits of being a cover group?
The benefits of being in a cover group is probably just the access to being able to play all the time, and being able to be out in front of the public and continue to kind of work on your craft, Yeah.
I noticed that y'all went from Let's Go Crazy by Prince, y'all throw it in Nothing But a G Thing by Snoop and Dre, and went to Earth, Wind and Fire. How do y'all choose exactly what songs you're going to cover?
Well, man, a lot of it has to do with making sure we're bringing something that people want to dance to, With a live band, it's really different than it is with a DJ, because a DJ can spin alternate mixes and keep it live. People watching the band are not only watching, but they're listening, and they're listening with their eyes as well. So we gotta bring it right both ways.
Right. And with us, man, it's like with a DJ, if a song's not working for a club or on the dance floor, you can mix out of it. Yeah. Once we start, man, we got to finish it. We got to write out. So every song we do, we have to know that it's going to work. It's going to be a hit, and people are going to respond to it. So,
how many times have y'all played the Taste of Tacoma?
Dan, this is our 8th year.
Yeah, we've been here. We've been here. I think we started back with the Taste like back in the 40s.
Yep. Yeah. We were down here with the mandolin and a pickle bucket drum.
And some spoons.
Yeah.
Some spoons. Yeah.
Spoon man, huh?
And Sid would dance for our food.
So, do y'all have any plans of making original music and probably coming out with albums and touring, getting, moving up and going probably nationwide?
Well, yeah, I don't know if you've been watching it, but Sid and I are finalists in American Idol.
American Idol?
No, that's crap. No, Sid and I have worked off and on for years, and, the funny thing is this band started as an original band.
Okay.
We were doing a lot of stuff that Sid wrote in the early 90s when grunge was big, and we had fun doing that, but Seattle doesn't have the pockets to absorb the R&B.
Not an original R&B project. If you want to do a rock thing, there's plenty of venues in Seattle and Tacoma to do that. But to bring an original R&B thing, there's like no venues that support that. So what we ran into back in the day was we'd have to fill out our time in the clubs with doing the old school stuff. But it got to the point where they were responding more to the old school stuff, so we dropped the original stuff, and we've been doing the cover stuff ever since, pretty much.
So. It ended up that we were making more than $5 a night by just doing cover tunes.
Right.
And the downside to that is that there's talent in this town.
Yeah.
But it's got to leave this town to get noticed.
You just hit a nail right on the head. People were mentioning before about down here that a lot of artists can't find a way to kind of get on, I'm saying, down in the Northwest down here. What would be some of your advice? I guess it's leave this town to find another place to record, but if you're a musician and you want to be put on, what's some of your advice? And we got a new member here, AT.
Are you in the band, bro?
I'm in the band. New to the band.
He's a singer. Yeah.
Yeah, you're the singer. So, how long have you been with the band 2000 Degrees?
I just joined about 4 months ago.
How you like doing cover songs?
Somebody's got to do them, and we're doing them right. So that's the bottom line. Thank you. We feel good up there for sure.
Dear beloved, we ain't gotta hate to get to this thing called life. A lecture word, life, it means forever, and that's a mighty long time. But I'm gonna tell you, there's something else. The afterworld. Over all the never-ending happiness, you can always see the sun. Day or night. So
after we record. Okay, George, so on this call today, you have me, Dr. Davi Kallman, and so I am talking to you today in my capacity as the ADA coordinator, since you had discussed a possible disability discrimination concern that you had.
Yes.
I also have a representative from the Access Center, and that representative is Miss Laquita Williams, and she is the Assistive Technology Coordinator at the Access Center. And so we will be, today's session will be essentially a listening session. We want to understand what your concerns are so that we can do some background information on our end, and we can talk to all necessary parties to get an idea of the bigger picture of how we can help you. Okay.
Well, the first thing I'd ask in a listening session is, did you receive the emails forwarded?
I did. Yes, I got those emails you forwarded me, and then over the weekend I read most of them. We work with a lot of students, so I hadn't had a chance to delve into all of them as much as I would like to, but yes, I did receive them.
Okay, well then you have an idea of basically what's going on. Okay. Well, I guess the first part of it is I'm bringing a grievance against Vernon Hosanna, which is my was supposed to be my writing for paralegals class. I never got in the class. I tried emailing the first day of the class. I tried calling the school. When I finally got through and asked them directly, basically when and where, or what's the code to the class, I still wasn't given the class. So my grades supposedly fell below financial aid assistance. And I was basically being sent letters that was time to exit and pack up and go because of it. And my loans would have been sent right there. I spoke to Adam Myers, and he says that I got a C in the class, which is also ridiculous because I didn't take the class at all and didn't finish any assignments. I don't need grades just given to me when somebody gets caught up in their own trap.
Okay, so I'm going to go backwards just a little bit to get some more clarifying information. So you said that you got into the class, but you were never given the Zoom information or anything on how to access it.
I didn't get into the class at all, but I was registered, but no, I wasn't given the Zoom information. I believe this Vernon Hosanna was just playing the role as a cat's paw to basically get around my civil rights or my disabilities or whatever, to get rid of me quietly before any of this thing went down of what's happening now. That's what I believe.
Okay, and then so when you tried to get into the class, who did you email to ask for the Zoom information and the code?
Vernon Hosanna.
Okay, and did Vernon Hosanna email you back?
He emailed me back on the fourth time I tried under the Gmail account. Yes, I sent I don't know, that should be with the file too, that actual email. He emailed me back and said he'd give me more time, but that's not what I'm asking for. I wasn't sure if I needed more time. I needed to know if there was a class and if there's a class at all, so I would even know what to do, period. You feel me?
And so did you do any homework or anything for the class, or you didn't participate at all?
I didn't. The only thing I did was on my own time read the textbook I got for the class. I didn't participate at all, but I got a C out of it now. No assignments, nothing. I just got to see, just, shut up and move on.
And so at that time of the email, Vernon never gave you the Zoom information of how to get into the class.
No.
Did you respond back asking for additional information?
I didn't contact him again after that because, quite frankly, I've been going through this type of thing with TCC now for 20 years, since Lori Jenkins was found on our videos giving alcohol to a minor. I mean, it gets to a point where it's like I have stress of my own. I'm trying to deal with my situation as it is. It can't get more and more ridiculous that I can't just get the actual service I need, where I have to dot every I for everybody and T every T and go around and make sure this, that. The last time this happened, the last quarter this happened with Chris Kearney, I was like, okay, this is COVID. So maybe, I spent the last week trying to kill myself just to get a C- doing all the work. This is just a habit. This is just a habitual thing that keeps going on with TCC. And the reason is quite clear on the evidence that's always already been released publicly. So, I mean, I reported it to EOC, and I was basically given the advice to just get in there and try to just do as many assignments as I can for the last 10 days. Even if I haven't been to a class or even known a class, just to get a grade.
George, I have a quick question. You keep mentioning EOC. What does the EOC stand for? Because I can't find
Education
anything.
Opportunity Center. It's
okay.
So Samantha Romero Sabo was, at least she said, she called here upset, pissed off at me for some fake outrage, and we ended up falling out. But she's the first one I reported it to, that I have this history with TCC with, at least since I've been back at school since January.
Okay. So you've been working with Samantha Romero from the EOC. So it's okay. For some reason, how to enroll. It's called the Spruce Grant. So that's why I hadn't heard of it.
Oh, I didn't know. I thought it was EOC. But she's been so-called. She says she's been let go until further notice. I don't know if they did something to her for it, but she was very upset over the phone. Ended up hanging up on me. Said this ain't going to turn out the way I think it is, and or not going to end the way I think it is. And if that's the threat, there's nothing more that they could basically do that they weren't already going to do.
Okay. So you were working with Samantha Romero from the Spruce program. Okay, so
that's what you call it. I didn't know it to be the Spruce program. I just knew it to be the EOC. She was helping me. She was helping me get myself together as far as dealing with all the things new in the school.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know it to be a Spruce program.
So the EOC is it's the social service agency that screens participants and refers them to TCC. At TCC, it's called the Spruce program.
Okay, well, it's good to know that. I didn't know that.
And it stands for Space Available to Respond to the Unemployed Through College Education.
Okay.
Now we know. Okay, so and you told this to Samantha. So did you ever file a grade grievance or to petition a grade after you got that C for the class?
Yes, that's what I thought I was doing with Adam Myers, since he was in charge of workforce.
Okay.
But the thing is, this is my third grievance. I filed one in 2003 against Patty Nelson. She was fired. I filed one against Dave Pelkey back in 2008. He ended up leaving. And this is another one against Vernon Hosanna.
Okay. So
they're all on that disc too, or that file. All three grievances should be on.
So the grievance is so what you're explaining here, the grievance that you've talked about with Lori Jenkins and stuff would be a little different than what I'm referring to. So this is a final course grade appeal process.
Okay, as far as that process go, I don't know every ins and outs to do that. That's why I sent a grievance letter to the dude that pays for my college that I'm aware of, Adam Myers of Workforce. I sent him that email with the grievance and why I was sending it with the situation. Now I'm sure there's basically, well, you didn't hop on your feet 3 times and spin and speak to the man under the magic mushroom there. I don't know the exact process, but my desire to file a grievance, it was written grievance right on there against Vernon Hosanna, was given to Adam Myers. and I was speaking, and I spoke to it. I spoke to my civil law teacher about it or whatever, who offered to hear me out about it. Paul Landry. So if there's another process of filing them grievances, I mean, out of the 3 grievances I filed for the past 20 years, hasn't none of them done anything anyway, except get me in more and more trouble. But
I think it was probably what appears to me. It's there's different grievances at hand here. So what it sounds like to me is that, at least for the Vernon Hosanna situation, is that there was obviously a huge mix-up. You never got into the class. You got graded for the class that you weren't in, and that you need to appeal that final grade because you were never in the class. You never got the information. That's what it sounds like. Is that correct?
That is correct. But I don't think it was just a mix-up. That's as far I know it wasn't a mix-up.
Okay, and so you feel that it was discrimination?
Definitely.
Okay, so
no doubt in my mind.
Regarding discrimination, do you feel it was a disability discrimination or a different type of a reason why you were being discriminated?
I think my disability and my race plays into the equation, because that could be exploited and to discredit my character of anything that has to be brought against the actual real reason. And the real reason for all the grievances, in my estimation, is the former board chair, Lori Jenkins. Mm-hmm. That's what I believe. As far as, I don't think they care whether I'm disabled or whether I'm black or whatever like that, or whatever. That's just a red herring when it comes to dealing with the situation. The fact of the matter is, I've always had problems with TCC since Lori Jenkins' party. They accused me of stealing the VH. I was the president of the club at the time. They accused me of stealing the footage or stealing the tapes and equipment to buy drugs when it was Lori Jenkins caught on tape with my partner giving alcohol to an infant. Now, I know that has nothing to do with this, that, and what's going on today, but in a sense it does, because every motivation to keep me out of my student rights stems from what happened back then, in my estimation. And I believe that what I put forth in that particular file, because there's more files, but in that particular file that I put forth is a healthy amount of information that could prove that beyond a reason, at least if not beyond a reasonable doubt, it has the preponderance of evidence. Mm-hmm. That's what I believe.
Well, I cannot speak to the Lori Jenkins case. I personally have never heard of Lori Jenkins or, the situation that you're telling me about. My role as the ADA coordinator is to make sure that your rights as an individual with disability are taken seriously. And so I do have a couple of follow-up questions. So you had mentioned that you're an individual with a disability. Have you ever registered with our Access Services offices for disability?
Yes.
Okay. And when did you register for accommodations?
2001, again in 2008, again, and again I reported it last quarter so 3 times.
Okay.
In my career.
So you applied for accommodations through our office?
Accommodations is the first time. I don't understand what you mean by accommodations first.
So here at PCC, we have what is referred to as Access Services. This is an office that provides academic accommodations for students with disabilities. A student has to apply for accommodations in order to get them.
What I have applied for was basically, look, I'll need more time because of such and such in this mental illness. Well, here's a letter. Here you go. That's the accommodations that I've done in the 3 times I've applied through your office then. Yes.
Okay. So you did go directly through Access Services.
That I believe whoever they were, they gave me what I needed to do, what I had to do. And I went on with the services. I have been written down as mentally ill since 2002. So this is nothing new. So yeah, you should have my paperwork in there. George R. Hoyte.
Okay, I'm going to take a look right now. And then when you worked with Access Services, who did you work with?
I really wouldn't know off the top of my head who exactly that person was. Whoever was at the time in charge of those things, they gave me what I needed when I first graduated with it.
Okay, let me take a look right now, because when I took a quick peek in our files, I didn't see anything. But let me look at the paper copies. Give me 1 second. You've already done the H's, right? For scanning. Do you know where you put them? I need to find one student's file. The other ones? Okay, I'm gonna take a look. Thank you. All right, George, I can't find any documents. We keep documents for a while, but I can't see anything here.
I'm not surprised.
Well, we keep documents for 10 years. And that's pretty customary for all offices. You keep documents.
Except when it basically incriminates a board chair and a state representative.
Well, you said you worked with us in 2001 and 2008, right?
From 2001 to 2003. Then again, I came back to school 2006 to 2007. Then I came back in 2008 to 2010. I worked with them during that time again because of I filed a grievance against somebody who against Dave Pelkey, and I needed to be able to get extra time with my homework assignments. So they gave me basically they had me show that bring in a note from my doctor that I was actually mentally ill. So that should at least be on file, I'd imagine, that I do take pills and what kind of pills I take before they gave me the note to show all these people. Look, if this is only about Vernon Hosanna, what I want from Vernon Hosanna, if this is what he calls a mix-up, and I got to see basically because it's mixed up and I never got in the class and he just didn't know, I don't buy it. But regardless, I want the grade rescinded as if I never took the class. And Adam Myers has already let me know when I register for the class, workforce will pay for it. He says he's on my side. Dan Small said he was on my side, and I ended up being brutally beaten by the police and in the mental hospital 24 hours later. So I don't know who to trust at TCC. So I don't trust anybody.
And how long was that?
That was in 2003 when the footage was found and whatever in the first place. So, but I mean, it's back to the Vernon Hosanna. Like I said, this is a 12-headed monster that I don't expect anybody just showing up to understand, because it's hard for me even to keep stuff straight and keep everything in the files that I have been able to keep throughout the years. However, what I want from Vernon Hosanna is to basically rescind that grade off of my class. It should have been an E because I didn't get into the class at all. I called the school the first day. It said to be announced on my portal for this class. The only reason I knew the class even started is because I was in the spruce, as you say it's called, with Samantha that day of the class. I called every person I could call in the building to find out where is the class, if there was a class, how the class works. I still don't know if there was a class. Now I'm hearing from Adam Myers on the phone conversation that I got a C out of the class. And that's the thing. I had to do this last quarter, and I have to call Adam Myers, and I have to do that by appointment. And usually it's a 10 to 2 week wait before he could call you back from the appointment, how it's scheduled. So, I mean, chasing down these people who understand I have a history of a mental illness and not letting me into the class, that's garbage. That's garbage. And I mean, I'm tired of putting up with it from TCC. I've been putting it up ever since this birthday party, and it's time for it to stop. Even if this is done and it's rescinded, I'm glad this is being recorded, because when I go back to TCC, I want this on file that if they try something like this in a similar fashion again, then we just have to deal with them accordingly.
Okay. So you had mentioned wanting to have the grade rescinded from the class with Vernon Hosanna. You don't understand how you got a C for the class when you did not attend it. Yep. So I will like to go back, because you had mentioned on the voicemail to me that you felt it was disability discrimination. So that's why, we scheduled this meeting. It was
taking advantage of my disability, basically, to basically discredit everything and get me out of class, get me out of the school, where I don't have any more student rights and I don't have any more power to bug these people about being in school anymore. That's what it was. That's part of the discrimination. He's a lawyer. He spoke to me. He knows how important it is to get in this class. He knows all the variables. Now, have I ever met the man? No. Can I get into psychological thinking of, well, he came to you and did something so obvious, like pushed you down the steps or whatever. So now I could claim that you could claim it's discrimination. It is discrimination. Because if he's not making the class available to me in no way, shape, or form, if they keep messing around with my saying to be announced or whatever, if I call and I talk to you and I let you know, and I let them know on the same email, look, I got a mental illness, but I don't require too much. I just need to know where and when and how to get into the class.
So just to confirm, you did tell Vernon that you had a mental illness?
Yes, in that same email. Yeah. It's in that email that he answered.
Did Vernon at any point respond back to that comment in a condescending tone or anything that would make you feel that discrimination was present?
No. No, I don't know. He didn't say no. No, of course not. I mean, I wouldn't think he'd be a good attorney as far as, or even a good teacher if he would be that stupid to write something like that down. I mean, if that's the type of evidence you need, then we really don't have nothing to discuss, because that's anybody who's that stupid. It will speak for itself.
Okay. So, and then you also have been working with Adam Meyer for everything else. Okay, so there's two things here. So, it does become difficult. I will be honest with you, George, regarding proving disability discrimination when there's not physical or any written evidence of discrimination in terms of anything written in an email, any recording that a teacher said, because the Office of Civil Rights, when a claim is made regarding disability discrimination, that is what they look for. This is not TCC. This is the Office for Civil Rights, the national governing body. So they require evidence.
I think basically the whole idea of mental illness most of the time is a junk science anyway. But so it's hard to even prove that. So basically, we're dealing with a whole bunch of stuff that's in the air anyway. So I mean, if this is just, I would just like a copy of this. I thank you for your time, and I'll just keep a copy of this for my records, and get with Adam Myers. And just basically let them know, look, I'm gonna get back in school. I'll talk to what I still uphold my grievance that basically that grade, that C, I don't want to C, I don't want to E, just rescind the grade, and I'll do this again. But
I will be honest too, that I don't think Adam Myers has that power to do that. There is a process though. Let me tell you the two things that you can do in your power, and I can give you access to these resources.
Okay.
So Adam can serve as an advocate for you, but there is a process that is voted on by the TCC governing body. And so what they do, they have two things. One is called a final course grade appeal process. I'm going to go ahead and put this in the chat, and I will email you a copy, because there's two possible things that you can do. So it sounds to me like you want to appeal this. Yeah. Now, this is a little interesting case because you didn't attend the class, and you don't understand why you even got a grade to begin with. I agree. That's really confusing, and I don't understand it. But here's one process. And when it comes to any form of policies, because this is a TCC policy, which is the final grade appeal process, you follow the policy. Now, any advocate that you've been working with on campus can help you with this. They can help you if you have any questions, do this. But it's pretty detailed. It says like step 1, what do you need to do? So it looks like you've already talked to the professor. So then the step 2 would be to contact the program chair. And then it has information of what to do, why you believe there's a discrepancy, documentation. So all the documentation you've already collected would be good evidence. And then all of that. And then after that, the chair has an opportunity to make a decision. If the chair sides with the student, then they, hopefully what you would want would happen. And if not, there's a formal appeal process, which then it goes to the dean or the manager, and then it would go to the second level of appeal process would go to the provost. Okay. A lot of things can be solved though by the first or second informal process. It's pretty straightforward. It's here to help the students. It really is very student centered in this approach. So that's one thing you could do. You could appeal the grade. Well, number 2 is you can file for a withdrawal after the fact. So they call it a petition to policy exception. Did Adam tell you about that one?
Not yet, no.
Okay, so let me send you this too.
You send it to my email because I don't really understand Zoom.
Okay, so yeah, I'm happy to do that. Okay, so let me. So it's the TCC email or it's the serve notice?
No, my serve notice, please. Both of them.
Can you give that to me again?
SU is serve with a U. SURVE notice @gmail.com.
Okay, and what's the next one?
The next what?
You said there was 2 emails?
No, I meant the 2 things you're sending.
Okay.
Sending to the same address.
Okay, so I'm going to send you the grade appeal process link. And then there's the petition to policy exception.
Yeah.
And so I honestly, the students I work with, it's a different type of situation, but either one may be beneficial for you. What I recommend is sitting down with both documents to see which one fits your case better. Okay.
Yeah.
And then once you've done that, then follow the procedures exactly how it's stated. They're intended to help the students. I know you've faced a lot of issues with, as you mentioned, TCC in the past, but there's been a lot of changes over the years, and there's a lot of really good administration here that are really focused on helping students. So I definitely recommend you going through the process and see how it goes.
Okay.
So this is the petition to policy exception.
And could you send the link on how I could download this to our meeting with you and Ms. Williams?
Yes. I should be able to just put the recording in another email to you.
Okay, do that. That'll be cool.
Okay, so the petition for policy exception, the form is to request an exception to Tacoma Community College's withdrawal and refund deadlines. Now, this may be a little different, so you definitely want to talk to like financial aid or Adam to kind of see what's going on here. I don't know how this relates to tuition, how it relates to financial aid. I'm giving you resources.
I appreciate that.
And it'll have you like, is this a medical emergency? Is it non-attendance? What does this look like? So that might be for you, the non-attendance one. That might fit. So I would go ahead and look it over, see if fix your case.
Okay, well, if that fits my non-attendance, all that may fit the case. But being that I'm of the mind, basically, that this is of a more nefarious reason, who do I speak to about that, even if it has to do with my disability?
So
I mean, basically,
if it has to do with disability, if you can provide some hard evidence, we really.
What does that mean, hard when it's mental illness?
So if there is anything, if you have recordings or if you have information that an individual said specifically to you that is considered a discriminatory act, then that makes sense. But what?
Well, basically, I'd have to catch something on camera in order for it to
not necessarily on camera, but be it via email. If a professor said something that made you feel uncomfortable, that the email that you sent me from Vernon Hosanna, when I looked at it, it's pretty friendly. Vernon says, oh, I'm so sorry. Here's extra time. So to me, it appears that maybe. Vernon did not look at your entire message, glazed over, and just put it in there. And so it's hard to prove disability discrimination when we have stuff like that. Does that make sense?
It does make sense. Does it make sense I got to see and I never did an assignment or seen the man in my life?
That does not make sense. That whole thing is very confusing to me. And I definitely think the best person to actually contact about that, if you don't feel like talking to Vernon, would be the chair of the department. And Vernon is in the legal program.
Christine Kearney, is that her?
I don't think it's Christine Kearney. I thought Christine Kearney was in the communication department. Let me check. And so you do not feel comfortable with approaching Vernon Hosanna?
I don't know Vernon Hosanna. And as far as I'm concerned, in my mind, he's just a cat's paw. Yes, he's going to sound friendly. Yes, he's going to do everything except give me what I need to get in this class, take his class, get my rightful grade that I should get taking his class. I don't mind taking his class and flunking his class. I just want to take.
You want to earn it. Yeah, you want to earn that grade. My honest opinion, George, because this is very odd. It is very odd that you got a grade for a class that you didn't attend.
I know why I got a grade for the class. I'm just being skipped through now that basically I've put forth evidence of why this is going on. I guess they didn't think I'd sit down and finally release it, but I have. So it's just give them a C, let them go on and whatever. No. But that's what I think. But yes, he
and
sounded
so there's no reason that they would believe you participated. So nothing you turned in, you didn't show up to class at all.
I don't even know if there is a class.
Okay. So yeah, I honestly, which it's very confusing, a good place to start would be contacting Vernon and the chair of the department.
No, I don't have nothing to say to him. The chair of the department, because like I said, the whole aspect of giving me a grade now for this, now that it's become an issue, is I mean, even if it's supposedly in my favor, isn't that discrimination in and of itself? Isn't that proof of discrimination of my mental capacity that you're just going to give me a C? Why not give me an A+ then? Screw it. Why don't you just give me?
I cannot speak. And unfortunately, I cannot speak to why the professor did what they did. It could have been an accident. It could, we don't know. We frankly do not know, and that's what makes this a very difficult situation is that there's not a lot of information. There's not a lot of information surrounding the conversation with Vernon, what was going on. So if you have anything else besides what you sent me, absolutely, please send that my way.
Well, I mean, the thing is, like I say, I hold on to different things for when these type of issues come up and I'm handed to someone and it's like, well, this is not enough. It's something we could do, because eventually I'll come across somebody that it is enough for. And the icing on the cake will just be sent then. But I mean, I thank you for your time, and I thank you for the resources. I'll check them out. I'll check out whoever's in thing with the board or withdrawing the grade and whatever, and try to go back to school. If you could just send me this in some kind of file that I could either download, and if it also too, in case something's up with the download, if you could send the actual Zoom thing anyway where I could download it myself if need be, I'd appreciate that.
Okay. I don't know if it lets you without being in my account, and unfortunately I can't give you access to my Zoom account. So okay, I will send you.
Paul Landry was able to send me, but I'm a student, so maybe that's it.
It could be.
Right.
Not sure about that. And obviously, any recording that you use, we please ask that you don't post on social media if you can. This is
I don't want to post this one on social media anyway, but I have posted the other ones. Sure. But like I said, hey, I will not guarantee if it comes to some call proving my point, because these people have put me in jail in Western State and all these places to shut me up already, and they ain't gonna shut me up this time without a fight.
I understand.
So that's what's up. I can't promise it, but that's what's up.
Okay, I understand. It's been a very traumatizing, situation for you, and
very.
It sounds like it.
People who knows, documented, and if it's not in my file, then it's taken out of my file, because it's been reported 3 times. Everybody knows about it.
Yeah. And one thing to note though is that most, and in fact all schools, there is a amount of years that we are required to hold student files for. So typically it's 7 years. 7 years is a requirement of files. So it's just some context to understand if from reasons.
I've held on to the files that I've had, and I've
submitted. That's good. It's good to keep your files. I just wanted you to know that a lot of institutions hold student records for 7 years. That's typically the norm.
All right. Well, thank you, Ms. Talman.
Okay. My pleasure. And if you have any other form of concerns regarding disability discrimination, you can feel free to reach out to me.
If it ever comes into the point that they slip up and ever get that crazy and do something, I actually will. But unless it's something that I could prove on, and no, this is not a Rodney King moment where somebody's gone by on a camera and it's just some gotcha thing like that. This is way more refined than that. And if it has to be more refined than that, there's something that can be seen like a mental illness, then y'all can't help me anyway, unless it comes to that. But I thank you for your time.
Absolutely. Thank you for sharing. And, I appreciate you telling your story to Miss Laquita and I. And like I said, if there's anything else that falls under the realm of disability discrimination, please feel free to reach out.
Okay.
Other than that, I will go ahead and send you this recording as soon as it processes.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you so much, George. Have a wonderful day.
You too.
Thank you. Bye.
This old nigger town, there are a lot of bad niggers, and a bad nigger is about the lowest thing that walks on 2 feet. Give a bad nigger his booze, a dope, and a gun, and he thinks he can shoot up the world. And all these 4 things were to be found in nigger town. Booze, dope, bad niggers, and guns. Tulsa Tribune makes no apology to the police commissioners or to the mayor of this city for having pled with them to clean up the cesspools in this city. Tulsa Tribune, June 4th, 1921.
Yo, march to this. Serve notice in your area. WTS. To those who wanna fuck with me but don't wanna get them up with me, think every nigga with a brain is just too uppity. I read me comp, and I'll tell you this just once before I stick the pumps to your front. Mama ain't raised no goddamn punk. Who wants static with the Asiatic, living haddock, non-automatic, make fools do acrobatics, aero gymnastics, Sun Tzu with the art of war tactics, jujitsu, tongue fu when I ask it, co-classic, has been stoned to the trash bin zone just for asking what the fuck happened, yapping, too late, 38 shakes, I'm blasting, my chrome to your dome, you need more than aspens and napkins, I spit shit, hoes go to collapsing, your dream girls sing to the cops snitch and they ratting, ratatouille if you smell with the glass cooking, don't like my face, fuck you punk, stop looking, with each verse I strike first, who could worse, I'm everywhere, you never there, you an MC search, back in the day you was a clockwork clerk, too bad the hole you work for got popped first, got knocked worse, yo, it's Nick Fury in your area, cause mass hysteria, fuck the mutt, beware the nigga who squeeze trigger for cheese, side enemies, whether you please or don't please, twin Glocks, 47 got blocks hot, hoes on lock, foes on jock, game don't stop, hitman for hire, pimp and squire, you in the fucking system is tired, I feed the nigga poops, the bastard soup, take an offbeat loop and trash the booth, 86 me damn, you are just too trans to air my frustration on YouTube and slam you, see you punks coming and ban you, I'll be there like Tupperware when time to kill you, who the fuck said I gave a flying fuck about what you approving, so notice rogue reporter broadcasting for we the students, notice fucking with your faculty, we the students standing back of he, college gangsters on a blood or ride or die, you gon' pay the price for all your lies, but want me.
Man, fuck that, I ain't let that shit ride. We gon' go ahead and smoke all these motherfuckers. I don't care who the fuck out there. God damn it, is you down, nigga?
Let me atom, I'll splat 'em, every molecule and atom, roll on 'em like condoms and wargasm magnum. Lunatics can get the duck sick, suck dick first in today's economy. What the fuck's a duck worth? That fuck ducks first when the 9 burst, but with the college gangsters with them tuck shirts. Asking fuck tooth ass what's worse than being rolled out, knocked about in a deluxe hearse. Back to the short wearing flip-flop sandals, bearing desk clerk. Hi punk, thought Dominic was bad news, serve notice is all out berserk. For what shit's worth to me, you just a flunky. The real story's Lori on film doing the drunken monkey. Slander me, ho, I gotcha. Beat your candy ass like a pinata, pop ya, drop ya. Some notice of ferocious when I put the game in focus. Yo, bureaucracy is hopeless, hope you know this. To all newcomers, stay out of this stinky. Y'all don't want no parts of George Hoyte, not even the pinky. So your boss wanna floss, I got him in the scope for that platinum plaque. Hell yes, I'll knock the crest off your chest and make a mint, save your breath. You being cussed out by a bona fide yuck mouth. You reach, you get brushed out. Cavity creeps called Crime Stoppers. While you had to call churches and doctors, eating so much ass how I exercise my choppers. We the student on those air real soon. Fuck college edition, we switch and stay tuned. Either serve notice too hot to handle. Same college gangster time, same college gangster channel. Bitch. Notice fucking with your faculty. We the students standing back of you. College gangsters on a blood or ride or die. You gon' pay the price for all them lies. But me, bitch. Duke. After reading a column in the New York Times about blacks not being competent and being responsible citizens, I was compelled to respond. You seem to put all blacks in one negative category. According to your census of black people, you are certain blacks are chargeable of being criminals from the baby carriage to the coffin. Pardon my colloquial mannerism, but confidentially, you and those who concur with you are a band of racist imbeciles. I can't conceive how anyone could concede with you. You should be more cautious about what you bring. If you check your chronicles, blacks were not the ones who kidnapped, murdered, raped, and bombed entire nations with no possession. Affirmative action does not compensate for the greatest crime in history. The world is changing, and blacks are no longer your chauffeurs, but your competition. If you are not changeable, you will be left behind, and I will be one in a million to receive my graduation certificate and challenge your racist beliefs. There will be a new commencement in America or combustion for the year 2010. Sincerely yours, George R. Hoyte, the invincible serve notice. WTS. That's right, motherfucker, the gangsters are going to college. Who says WTS is a college media club? Fuck that shit. WTS is a college gang. We infiltrating your punk ass system. You should have never let us see a book. It's over. To any motherfucker who's concerned about serve notice and WTS, suck my dick. Or for educational purposes, perform fellatio on my West Indian phallus. Hey, duck fart. This is concerning Peppermint Patty, bitch.
Goddamn, that's been cracker that ate my life. That ain't no regular cracker, was it? What was that, saltine? Goddamn, that was delicious. That wasn't no saltine, no, that was the Ritz. That wasn't the Ritz. I said, God, that's the best cracker I've ate in my life. Have another one, please, one more.
My fight. In this concrete jungle, I be the black leopard, survival of the fittest despite the cops' effort to eliminate, assassinate, castrate, blackball my black face cause these genes dominate. Face all hate, pain, and disgrace, lies humiliate, yet still I rise. Blow for blow, pound for pound, round for round, you set up blockades, I bust them walls down. Jim Crow living in poverty stricken, get out the ghetto, the cops say hell no. Flood my hood with drugs that manufacture thugs. Crips and Bloods got me keeping a mean mug. Willie Lynch got my peeps on empty. Now I see your brother and wonder will he lynch me? Cain and Abel packs selling crack to blacks, Satan facts being stacked in almanacs. Miseducation, all of that. You see evil, you call it black. Setting up walls with that. Flash to bureaucrats. Hell's where I dwell. Don't count me out, demon. I ain't heard no bell. Verse 2. In this concrete jungle, I be the black gorilla. New Jack thriller, ignorance killer. Pig blood spiller, what you gonna do now? Fuck the police. Welcome to the luau. Fresh wine flesh at this ghetto banquet. Ham hocks, pork chops, piggies in blankets. Chitlins on the menu, bacon bowl venue. Who will defend you? The struggle continues. Rules and regulation oppress my nation. Ain't no replacing all the shit you've taken. My name, my culture, my God, my folkways, my mores. I'm forever scarred. And I've been barred from humanity. Banished to insanity, sacrificed to serve your vanity. The bastardization and criminalization of my black nation demands reparations. While you hating, you white out the White House. We don't make drugs yet you black out the crack house. American gangster, I think you're mistaken. It ain't Ricky Ross, boss, no, it's Ronald Reagan. My fight, verse 3. In this concrete jungle, I be the black man. Triple stage darkness in this foreign land. My black sec pistol be patriot missiles. In fact, that's why you hate the blacks. And blackball my black ass to minimum wage. Economic strength means freedom to slaves. Injection of AIDS makes nice tidy graves. A genocide with no waves. Freedom of speech. Speak out. If the truth leaks out, it's almost guaranteed to be beeped out. Still I seek out black history's mysteries, the true revelation of my Hebrew nation. Peace to Aligwa, Agun, and Ashoshi. Please protect me when these liars approach me. Oh, then they reject me because you don't respect me. Why should I love him when he can't protect me? In this maze craze, I seek out better days, which began when Obama ran. Yes, we can, but won't shit change till revolution occur? Cause justice ain't given, only served. My fight.